only done this a few times, so all right, everyone. Krypto Man here. It's the music marketing or marketing mastermind. There we go. Episode 1. Um, so yeah, the general idea for these episodes are to get a better understanding of what other artists are doing to help promote their music. And in this episode, we got dadbOdd, the storyteller, and we might have a couple more cats coming in. But for now, take it away, dadbOdd. Let us know uh, what got you into it and where you're at now.
Man, it's been a long journey. I started a long time ago as a kid. Started making music with my band, and then went to school, lost track of music for a bit, and then kind of got back into it because of some stuff going on in my life. I decided, well, you know what, let's try it again, and it took over, and now it's really all I do.
That's great.
Yeah, so now I'm trying to release new music every 2 months, a single every 2 months. I'm trying to make music videos that go along with the story of the song, and I'm really I'm releasing this kind of like a season. Like every 2 months, it's a new episode, and I'm telling a story throughout my music. So
cool. And is that hat like some of your merch?
Yeah. So I wear my own merch. I don't know if you wear your own merch, but
oh no, I do. Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, I'm not wearing anything else today, but I do wear my own merch. I figured, hey man, if I'm not gonna wear it, no one's gonna wear it. So actually behind me, that's my press. So I press.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Just started
do it all.
Try to anyway. Yeah. How about you? What's your story, man?
Yeah, so I mean, I started back in 2005. I couldn't keep a rhythm, but I was terrible. Offbeat, and over time I just, progressed with the music making, and my buddy, he focuses on the production and I focus on managing our music, and feel like I've sort of been slacking on that. It's what is it? It's called I'm drawing a blank here, but so like you kind of stall out because you don't think you have all the information that you need.
Right.
So you just keep on absorbing more and more information. But the thing is, you have to act on that information. You can't just hold it to you and think like, once you get all this information, I'll be able to do everything at once. You actually have to like work at it bit by bit.
Like paralysis by analysis.
Yes, that's exactly what I was looking for. Yeah.
That is, yeah, man. Totally hear that.
But yeah, so my buddy and we've released I don't know, 6 or 7 mixtapes, and then the whole spot of like digital downloads and stuff became a thing, and we were like trying to get into FYE and stuff, not knowing like what gatekeepers to go through, and then we see, oh, you can get on Spotify and iTunes and stuff fairly easily. So we started going that route, and that was around 2014, I think. And we put our first actual album out on there, and Machete Medley, and that was the year I went on tour with Apathy and Self-Titled, and it was the Handshakes with Snakes tour. That was crazy, but I was by myself. Like my partner in rhyme wasn't with me.
So was this like cross country? Were you all over the state?
Yeah, it started in Colorado. We went down to Arizona, El Paso, Texas, over to California, Utah, Salt Lake City. Like we went all over the place, and it was just 1 month of like craziness. But that was a really big learning experience. And the guy that I was roomed up with, he was also they're like their hype guy / merch man. So we would go to all the venues at like 5 or 6 o'clock, and the show wouldn't start till 9, and we'd like lay out all the merchandise and get everything situated, make sure we had everything. Sometimes I'd have to run out to the store to get batteries or flashlights or something. But yeah, he like really showed me the ropes as far as like selling merch at concerts. And I used to do a little bit of that, but it was a whole nother thing when you're on like a syndicated like tour. And it was wild.
What did you learn from, like, how do you sell merch? Is there like a specific way you actually got to go to people and say like, yo, you want a shirt kind of thing? Or?
So the thing is like you're in that type of environment, and the people are already like, oh, he's like with the main act and stuff. So like you just open up with them, start chatting about random things, and then towards the middle or end of the night, they're like, oh, I remember you. And then that's when you have an opening and can be like, yeah, man, like here's my CD, or here's my t-shirt, which I didn't have for like I got in Las Vegas. I didn't have it for like 4 or 5 shows before I got my t-shirts, but it's it was wild though. And yeah, you just had like open up with I was on tour with, it was the same tour, but this other opening act, they would just chill in the green room. And then they're like wondering why they're not selling any of their merchandise. And it's like, dude, you guys have to like actually be out there in front of the fans.
The people.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, and then if you have a community that you're a part of, like I'm a Battle Axe Warrior, that's kind of died down now, but during 2014, that was like a huge community and really tight knit. So once Enemy, he's the merch guy, once he found out I was a Battle Axe Warrior, he was like, dude, you need to capitalize on this. So he let people know in California and Salt Lake City, like, are there any like Battle Axe Warriors out there? And you get a cheer, and he's like, my man Krypto Man, like he's a Battle Axe Warrior, show him some love and stuff. Like, you just, if you can recognize that there's a community out there that has the same interests as you and you can relate with them, that is another big thing that can like
really
sell the merchandise.
Yeah, but it's hard to find that community, I find.
Yeah,
it's tough. Luckily you were on tour. That's perfect because you're meeting people every night. You're just like new people. Can I get you to hang on one sec? My kids are yelling.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so that was a wild tour, man. But and yeah, a community, it is hard, but I mean, you can look at your, like, analyze your music and tell, like, okay, it's like a Pinterest thing. Like, you can see what niches your lyrics and everything falls into.
That's right. Yeah.
So
I've been kind of doing that recently because I'm trying to get a conversion ad going for my next release.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out like what bands, what do I narrow in on, especially for, I don't know. Have you done Facebook advertising at all?
A little bit. And like stay away from the third world countries.
Yeah, I heard that.
They seem like they're like, it's a lot of it's really cheap for the click rate and stuff, but they're not a valued source.
Yeah,
so stay away from that.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to get like obviously North America and then like Europe and UK.
Yeah.
And then probably like Australia and New Zealand, shit like that. So, but yeah, I heard the same. Third world country is not a good way to go. You just waste it. You don't get actual legitimate people interested.
Right. I mean, unless you have like a collaboration with someone from that area,
right?
In which case it would actually be beneficial. But you're really just you're thinking you're getting streams for pennies, and you're not. You're probably actually hurting your algorithm because they click your link, don't even listen to the song, and then exit out. So then that tells Spotify they aren't interested in their music. So
yeah. Did you run a conversion ad when you ran an ad on Facebook, or was it a traffic ad?
I think it was a traffic ad. It was, yeah. And it's been a little while. I'm actually off of Facebook now. Like,
you don't use Facebook?
No. I'm looking more at trying to do a outside community. Like, I started a Facebook community called Vermont Hip Hop Collective, and it's popping off. Like, there's at least a good like 60, 70 users in that group, and they're very active.
That's awesome.
But I started it, got people in there, and I haven't really touched it. Actually, I had to make a couple people admins because I wasn't like blocking anything, or like I was very lackadaisical with the whole like.
Why'd you get off Facebook? Why did you decide to not?
My political views, kind of like, I know a lot of people personally on Facebook. So whenever I would spout out my political views, it would kind of isolate or make people kind of, distance themselves from me personally. And I'm like, yeah, screw that. Like, I can just go shit post on Twitter and I won't have like any issues. So
yeah. Well, I mean, if that works better for you, then perfect. How's your Twitter account doing? You're really doing well on there?
Well, I have more people that I'm following than followers, but let's see. I'm following 4,000 people, and it runs the gambit. Actually, I like this. You can make lists of people you follow. So say like there's a bunch of editors or writers for different magazines and stuff. You can follow them and then put them in a list and call it like for promotional purposes or something like that. And they're all in that one list. So you can like subcategorize different people for the different utilities that they could provide you. That's pretty sweet. I have about 1,500 followers. So, I mean, it's not
pretty decent though.
Yeah.
I couldn't get Twitter to pop off for me. I couldn't do it.
Yeah. There's a lot of shit posters. There's also a lot of bots too. But like, so just like with the with like Battle Axe Warriors, it's already a community that's built and there, so I can like target people from Battle Axe Warriors, especially if I'm at a concert and recognize that there's quite a few of them there. But with Twitter, so I'm a libertarian, and
what's a libertarian? Sorry,
I'm a little L libertarian, and some of the things that I'm gonna say they might not agree with. Individual freedom, over anything. So it's basically the non-aggression principle, but you have to recognize that an individual has self-ownership over themselves, and from that, it's like the personal property rights. So if I have ownership over myself, I have ownership over the things I do, but also the things that I make or buy, and another person can't impede on my right to that property.
Right.
I say, yeah, I'm a little L libertarian, so that's like an anarcho-capitalist or an agorist, which is just thinking like instead of trying to make the political sphere like change to my whims, just create a parallel economy. So I might be breaking the law, but it's a completely separate and parallel economy. And that's where like Bitcoin comes in, or like cryptocurrencies. Not
in crypto.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I wish I jumped in on that. I should have seen the writing on the wall from the beginning.
You don't have any cryptocurrency?
I have some, but nowhere near the amount I should have. Like, I remember when Bitcoin was like a couple dollars, and now, yeah. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting, but I never figured out how to open a wallet or anything.
Right.
So,
but you hold Bitcoin now?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
But it's just like, man, I should have just jumped on that when I heard about it the first time.
Everybody I talk to about this shit, same thing. It's hindsight, though, man. You know what
I know, but my name's Krypto Man. You know? I should have been like, oh, there's something here.
Yeah, definitely. You fucked up.
Yeah. I still can't wrap my head around the NFT thing, though, and those things are popping off.
You don't understand NFTs?
I mean, I do, but I feel like they're a mechanism to get people used to the metaverse. It's to like
everything within that, the computer, everything within the internet.
Yeah. So it's like, and that's where the NFT's going. But so I'm thinking they could say make like a metaverse game. Everything in that game has like a blockchain value to it. It's like tethered to the blockchain, and where people are digitally mining it, but physically doing it in the game.
Right.
Like it's a massive multiplayer, and the NFTs would be like things that, like weapons or tools that people are using, and they can upgrade them. Right. And then the upgraded NFT could be traded, and because of the blockchain, it would still stay like upgraded and could be upgraded by the next person who owns it, and it would just follow this whole ancestry and become like some legendary tool that's worth a crazy amount because of all the different stat pluses to it. Like say a pickaxe, because you're mining the stuff, you get the raw blockchain, like the ore, and once you possess it, it can be traded as like a cryptocurrency outside in the real world. Yeah.
Oh, so that's not part of the original blockchain. That bit that you've mined can now be brought into another blockchain?
No, because so it's say it's Ethereum or something else, but I want it to be like a whole different blockchain. Like create your own blockchain, call it whatever, and then everything within that game that's mined is that that blockchain. And then where it would be like, it would have a set amount like Bitcoin has. Like once all the Bitcoin's mined, that's it. So it has like a deflationary,
right? Yeah, scarcity. There's that.
Yeah. So, but then because you can trade it outside, like in the real world through wallets and stuff, and you can also use that to make NFTs inside the metaverse or whatever inside the game. Then it's constantly a deflationary tool. So it's not like, people mine all this Bitcoin, whatever, mine all this stuff, and then the more people mine, the less it's worth. But since people can use that in outside trades and in creating NFTs, it gets consumed. So then,
it becomes like the game is your life. You don't need to work. You mine in the game to build assets up within the game and then trade that anywhere else.
Exactly, out in the real world.
Yeah, which is still online because now everything.
Oh yeah. But so that's like my brainchild right now is just like figuring that out. But
I'm sure Mark Zuckerberg's on it.
Yeah, he is.
Definitely, yeah. That's wild.
I was just like Adam Smith and the Wealth of Nations book, and like Henry Hazlitt's
Wealth of Nation. I haven't heard that.
Yeah, Adam Smith. He's like the godfather of economics, basically.
Okay, I'll check. Adam Smith.
Economics in One Lesson by Henry Hazlitt is also a good, like, if you want just an introductory to economics, like Henry Hazlitt's great. He was a press, an article like for Forbes or New York Times. I can't remember which, but he had his finger on the pulse when it came to like understanding economics.
Wow.
So,
cool.
But could write it to the layman.
Yeah, and we need to know more of this. Like, this is something you don't learn it in school. You know what I mean?
Right.
You fucking know this shit. So, I got a buddy who's big into it, and he's been trying to get me into it. So I'm starting.
Yeah. So I mean, again, I'm kind of leery of the NFTs, but I can see where there's possibilities with it. I just don't think it's happening right now. Right now, it's more of a community builder. Like you see certain people with like the punk, whatevers, and like the monkeys or whatever, like all over the place. And I'm like,
But these people are selling, and some people have bought them and have sold them for fucking ridiculous. Like that.
Yeah. Like $120,000 and stuff. I'm like, I'm not paying that much for something I could screenshot.
Right, but then that's what everyone says, right? They're like, well, I can still have it on my phone as a screenshot, but then the argument is that you don't own that blockchain, you don't own that bit of code,
right.
You know. But totally get it. It's one of those things. I see why people are doing it, and it totally makes sense with what you're saying with making it a part of some sort of meta universe,
like a world universe. Yes.
Yeah, and the value is there. It lives on the computer. It lives within the internet. Yeah. Crazy where shit has come. How old are you? How old are you?
I'm 35.
Okay, so I'm 36. Like, you were born 80, 86, 84?
86, yeah.
Yeah, like, fuck, you believe what we've seen in our lifetime? How shit has fucking changed?
Oh, yeah. It's crazy. It's mind-boggling.
Yeah, dude.
I remember the phones that you'd have to rotate them, you know?
Yeah. My dad's girlfriend still has one. It doesn't work, but there's still the whole, like, you got to turn.
Yeah. Wait for it to come back.
Yeah. Oh, wild, dude. We are seeing some crazy shit.
Yeah. I mean, my dad had like one of those phones you have to dial or wind up and stuff.
Yeah. The crank ones there?
It was in his camp, so it didn't work or anything. But we used to like wind it up, and if it got wound up high enough, it would shock you.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So is your camp? You live in Vermont right now? That's where you're
local? Southern Vermont.
I heard it's beautiful out there.
It is. It's nice. Actually, I go to this yearly thing called Pork Fest. It's a porcupine festival for libertarians, and that's in northern New Hampshire, and that is like breathtaking there. I mean, maybe it's just me and I'm used to the mountains that I'm used to. I mean, it's like a Norman Rockwell painting, but still, like, I'm just used to it.
Right. Living out there, being a part of it. Yeah. That's cool, dude. I wanted to ask you, since you were talking about Twitter earlier. Are you on TikTok?
No. And that's my conspiracy.
Oh, okay.
Kicking off. No, it's just one, I think that it's like I said with Twitter, it has a lot of bots, but with TikTok, the bots are kind of disingenuous. They're not just like shit posting. Like you can create a bot, and actually this is really cool, is like you can make your messenger like on Facebook or something. If someone replies or hits you up, say it falls within a certain type of category and there's certain keywords in it, you can set up auto replies, and it's just like a bot. So you set up an auto reply, they see that you hit them back, and it takes a little bit of time to set up, but afterwards you can like really have like a full conversation all set up.
Right.
And
yeah.
But so that's what they can do on Twitter. So with TikTok, it's more all these views you're seeing. You might think you're hot shit, and you have like all this following and stuff, and really you might have one or two people actually seeing your videos and physically like
engaging with it.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
But I think it's mostly like a spyware to get people's which I mean all these tech companies are doing it, but
TikTok's not it's a Chinese company.
Yeah.
So that's I think one issue a lot of people have with it.
Yeah, but China owns like everything for them. They own half of our debt. So, I mean,
there you go. I think they're the new superpower. I would say
that's what they're aiming for. Like not the Chinese, the powers that be.
Oh, I see. Right. Yeah. That's what they want. They want that. Well, I think that's what they're prepping us for too.
Yeah.
China runs shit. It's very convenient for the powers that be the way they run shit. And with this whole pandemic, not to put the fucking tinfoil hat on, but
oh no, I wear it proudly.
Yeah. You got to be careful who you wear it around. But I find they're getting us set up for something like that. Okay, cool. Sorry, dude. My kids are.
Hey, no worries. I get it.
No, I can't talk now. Okay, cool. All right, go. Bedtime soon. Anyway, sorry, dude.
Hey, no worries, man. I used to have an ex who had like an 8-year-old and 14-year-old, so I get it.
Oh man, so. Yeah, a lot of work. Yeah, but just to go back to TikTok. Everybody that I've seen that's like promoting music or promoting music marketing are saying that TikTok is like the best place to go now.
Yeah, it's huge. Pat Flynn saying that it's like growing. And
did you say Pat Flynn?
Pat Flynn. He has a couple different podcasts and a YouTube channel. It's like passive income. 1 second, I'll find it.
Okay.
Pat Flynn. It's FYNN.
Okay.
It's the Smart Passive Income podcast. And then he has like other like subcategory, like Ask Pat, where you can actually like, you have a question about marketing or something like that. You can send in like a little audio file of you asking him a question, and then he'll answer it on the Ask Flynn podcast.
Nice. Okay, cool. I'll check that out. Ask Flynn. Yeah, I'll check him out. But so he's saying TikTok's the way to go too, eh?
Yeah. And I mean, I get it and I understand. It's just I'm stubborn and
hey man, we all have our things. Like you have your moral compass. I don't want to go over that threshold. I'm not going there. Then it's all good, right? And you have it. It's your community. Find a community. If that's not a TikTok, you must be on Reddit. You're probably doing the.
I have a little bit on Reddit. I'm looking more into like migrating off of YouTube and onto like BitChute or Odyssey.
I've never heard of those. BitChute and Odyssey.
Yeah, BitChute. It's and BitChute actually has like almost no music presence at the moment. So if you get on there and start growing an audience there, because there's people who are migrating over to BitChute. It's mostly like commentary, like people who do like little 5-10 minute commentaries on the day-to-day news, whatever.
Okay.
They do that, but there is a music tab. It's just there's not a whole lot on that. So it's
getting in on the ground floor is probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Huh. What about Twitch?
Twitch, I dabble a little bit in Twitch. I've only played some Civilization or Final Fantasy 9 on it, like old school games.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking or anything on Twitch. It's just me playing the game. But I might do a little more. I at least have an account, and I'm getting achievements, the little gamification.
Yeah. I got to get on that. I know of it. Obviously, I've done a little bit of research, but I haven't jumped in yet. But yeah, I'll check out Odyssey and BitChute though, because that's new. I've not heard of that.
Yeah. This guy, Sticks, Hex, and Hammer, he's like a political commentarist. He's a little out there, but he's highly supportive of all of these alt tech groups and stuff. So he's constantly sending his YouTube followers over to those platforms. He actually does, he'll do like 3 videos a day on YouTube, but then he has 2 exclusives only uploaded to those alt tech sites.
Nice. And that's free. You don't have to pay for those exclusive. You just join.
You just join. Yeah, you just go right on BitChute. And
so what are the benefits of going to that as opposed to
less of a risk to get demonetized? And I mean, first you have to get monetized to begin with. Like, I'm not there yet. I can't get super chats or anything like that on YouTube right now. But you know, once I get over, I think it's 1,000 subscriber threshold.
Yeah.
And that's why we're doing these. Is, you know, you got to create content to get subscriptions. So
I'm doing the same for YouTube. I'm trying. But can you swear in YouTube? Like, I do a lot. I swear a lot. I talk about weed.
Yeah. Yeah, you can. You're likely not to get monetized if it's too many swears, or if you talk about certain keywords or people that shall not be named.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's mostly the latter than the vulgarity.
Okay, well that's good.
But yeah, I'm still trying to figure things out, and I really need to, because I just left my job over these mandates and stuff, and I'm like,
really?
Yeah. So now I'm just like scrambling, trying to figure things out.
So what was your job before?
I helped the military industrial complex. No, I cut metal.
You cut metal?
Yeah.
For the military industrial complex?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was just a little joke, but you know, I made like I had an operation where I was cutting some of the headers for like the missiles, like Tomahawk missiles and stuff. We make parts for airplane engines. We made housing. I actually didn't work on this part, but we made like a housing for one of the deepest diving submarine cameras. Whoa. So it was the housing for their deep diving camera, and it would be on a submarine.
So you did this, and then they said you got to get the job, and you're like, fuck you, I'm not doing it.
Yeah. But it was more like, you got to get the jab, or we have these exemptions available, medical and religious. I applied for the religious exemption and got it, no problem. But I still have to do weekly testing,
right,
and wear a mask all the time. And I'm like, well, if I have to get tested every week, like that's just, I get tested 1 week, I can get COVID and spread it within that time frame
100%.
before I have to get tested again. So I was like, this is a little asinine. And then also, if you can still get and spread it once you've been vaccinated, then everyone should have to get tested and wear masks.
So yeah, and I agree with everything you just said, but just to clarify, if you get vaccinated where you in Vermont, you don't have to wear a mask?
Correct.
What the fuck? Okay, well here, double vaccinated, still have to wear a mask, still have to,
sucks.
Nothing changes. It's
at least there's a little bit of a carrot there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's wild, man. But good for you for sticking to your guns. I didn't want to do it, but I did it. I left my job. I got fired from my job.
Yeah.
COVID for different reasons, and I'm doing the same as you. Now I have to, this is my job, you know?
Right. Got to figure things out.
Yeah. So that's why I got the job because I'm like, well, if I want to play shows, if I want to put on events,
Right.
so I did it. But I'm fucking done now. No booster. I'm not doing anything else.
Yeah. Well, he's a comedian named Dave Smith, and he's like, he has a podcast, and he's like, you don't have to worry about trying to find out whether or not you need to get vaccinated or whatever, get tested at our shows. That's not going to happen. I'm not going to book a show that requires those things. Like he said that on his podcast. And I was like, all right, like,
is he still going to be able to book shows though?
In certain areas, and like he's not a sidekick, his co-host. There we go.
Yep.
He does these porch tours. So he does like comedy shows at people's house on porches and stuff. So anything he can do, right?
Make it, and even for events, like we could book events in fucking fields.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
Go live in a field and have people come, and then you have a live stream and an event.
Yeah. So
where there's a will, there's a way.
Exactly. And that's what I was talking about with like the parallel economies. The agorism is like, oh, well, they might not like that I'm doing it, but can they really stop me? And yeah, they could probably give me a fine or something. They have to find out about it first.
It's such a gray area right now, especially when you think of crypto and all the other avenues.
Right.
It's hard for anybody to police that shit because we're right at the fucking beginning of it.
Yeah.
10 years maybe, but right now everyone's scrambling to figure this shit out.
Right. It's the Wild West.
Yeah, which is fantastic for people like us, where we can really take advantage.
Yeah, we just have to make sure we do take advantage of it.
Not letting us buy like fucking Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But I like PorkFest, when all the vendors there, they take cryptocurrency, dollars, of course, but they also take like silver and stuff.
No shit.
But you can buy a pizza with like some silver.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, it's wild.
We're going back in time, man. This is how it was done. Pre the fiat economy, all that shit, like trading economy.
Yeah.
But, very nice. I like it. Get ready. Go put your PJs on. Sorry about that.
Hey, no worries.
All right, man.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, it's definitely a good time to be a content creator and like make music, do like whatever. There's just so many options available, and even StreamYard. If what we're using right now to go live, if I get like the upgrade, I can stream this video out to Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, BitChute, all at the same time.
And that's for that shit though, right? That's upgraded.
Yeah, right now I'm just using the free version, and it's just one at a time. But
I'm gonna have to look into this because I want to get into live stuff too. Yeah, so I'm gonna look into StreamYard. Now, go ahead. Sorry.
And when you pay for it, you don't have to have the StreamYard logo in the upper corner.
Yeah.
So,
are you running this through OBS at all, or is it everything's through StreamYard?
Just through StreamYard.
Okay. And are you using your computer right now, or do you have a DSLR with like a?
I'm just using my computer, but you can hook up an external camera. I'm using an external mic, but you can do the same with camera. Like get a really nice one. Set up like one of those. Like I have some of the like photography lights.
Oh yeah.
It's like sending the light over at me instead of just like. It would look really bad if I just used the room lighting.
Yeah. I'm in my kitchen too, where it's like kind of softer, not the hard yellow there. Yeah. Now, when it comes to music videos, you make your own music videos. You do all that shit yourself.
I've edited one. Like back in the day, we made this. I can't even think of what it's called. The Darkroom. That was made for my buddy's final exam, when he was a senior in high school, and like I took digital editing. I can do all this stuff. I have a camera. I need like an extra hand so they can film me.
Right. Yeah. Totally.
But for the most part, I just outsource stuff. First World Problems. I was featured on this track with Intrinsics CD. He's like this mastermind of underground hustling. And actually, this might be a little loud, but we just got the vinyl.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's pretty sweet, eh?
And then, like, the back is pretty dope. I don't know if you can.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like he does all sorts of stuff. He's like has crazy ideas. Did like the Garbage Pail Kids?
Never heard of them.
No. They were like little trading card stickers that had like stupid names, like Tile Tommy, and he was like a tile, like a bathroom tile made up of bathroom tiles and stuff. But there's all sorts of weird ones, and we did something like that for us. It was, instead of Garbage Pail Kids, it was like Gangsters. Jesus. Gangsters, Pimps, and Killers. So it's like a lot of horrorcore and stuff.
Yeah. But so these are all little figurine or collectibles that you put
we were looking into doing some figurines, but that seemed a little too out of our price range.
Right.
But we got like some trading cards. I wish I had some like right at hand. I was like Wolverine, and it like the artist, I'm pretty sure it was Aaron Lauder. It's from Australia. He did our artwork for our upcoming album, Stir Crazy, and he did the artwork for the cards, and it's like on the front is me but as Wolverine, and like you could tell it was my face and everything, which is pretty badass. And then on the back it had little description, and then like a website or where to send people to, like a call to action.
How many of these did you make?
I think there was like 100 or 150 per artist. And then I wanted them to like take part of everyone's deck and then do like random card sets. So then people would like try and collect all the cards. And I did have some people like ask me to send, paid for me to send an autograph card through the mail. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. So did you sell all of these? You were able to get rid of them all, or?
Not all of them, but I haven't really been performing at concerts or anything. So
this whole is like an NFT.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool though, dude.
But I have all sorts of, like, I'm working on a comic book.
Nice.
But that, I think it's gonna cost me like $5,000 or maybe $7,000 to put it all together for all the artwork, but I'm writing the story right now.
Right. And you don't draw. You're not drawing that shit.
Like I can do a little bit of this and that. That's something I'm gonna have to work on, and I might just do it myself. But right now, I'm just writing the story. I have it visually in my head, but I have it each page laid out, like what I'm looking for, the text that's going to be on it, and like what I'm looking for like an illustration. Right. So I'll have everything ready when I can.
Are you creating an album to go with this comic book? Like
the album is Stir Crazy, and it's like a hero's journey. We go from rags to riches. Then we time travel. We go back in time to the antediluvian times, pre-flood, like Atlantis. before
Okay.
the flood type stuff.
Yeah.
We indulged in some pot in an oasis with some bodacious babes, and then like we go through these mystery schools like occult illusion, saying that wrong. Anyway, these mystery schools of like Dionysus and Isis and stuff like that. Go through these mystery schools, and in doing so, we get teleported down to hell, and we have to escape hell. Once we escape hell, we still have like a taint, like a darkness to us, and that is like we have to get rid of that taint. So it's like a little
Branding, like a branding
coaster. Kind of, but it's like it's more mental. Like what we endured in hell screwed us up psychologically, and we have to like figure that out and conquer the darkness within us.
That's sweet. And your music is going to reflect every different area that you're in or wherever you are.
Yeah.
Whatever. Fuck, dude.
So
when do you want to do this? When's the
album's done? I need to get it pressed, and once it's all pressed up, I'm gonna send it out to be released. But I want to have it pressed physically before I send it to the DSPs.
Right. That's sweet, dude. And then so how many do you press? What do you like? What's a good number that you would press?
I would just press like 100, 500 tops. But I got like 1,000 Devil May Care 2 CDs pressed, and I still have probably like 500 or so. Like I sold half of them.
Yeah, same. When I pressed my first shit back in the day with my old band, I made CDs. I didn't press the record. But same thing. We did 1,000. I still have boxes of them.
Yeah.
And they say now physical is almost not worth it. Like, obviously, with records though, it's almost like it becomes like an NFT. It's a collectible.
Yeah.
So more likely to buy, but a CD, I mean, those are fucking long.
Well, cassettes too, man. They're making a comeback.
Nice. That's good.
It's more like just the fact that you have the cassette. They might buy like maybe do a package deal on your website, like buy a CD with a cassette, and then they'll be like, oh, I can listen to the CD, and then I'll have the cassette as like a holder. I'm not even gonna take it out of the wrapping type stuff.
Yeah, it's like a collectible. It might be worth something. It's a collectible. Yeah. That's cool, man. It's interesting to see how people are thinking now when they buy shit. You know what I mean? Like it's not you're buying music, but you want more now than just music. You want a piece of it. You know?
Yeah, and that's what I can kind of see with the NFTs, because like music as an NFT, I think like say you only make 10 of them or whatever, do the Wu-Tang thing, only make the one, and then piss off the rest of the group, and then like you sell it as an NFT, but in the agreement you say any future sales I want 10%, or I want 20%, whatever.
It's
and then
the most amazing part of the whole thing.
Yeah,
that's fucking wild. I love that.
So like you're profiting off of other people spreading your music. Like it's a wild thing.
We take our power back though, because I mean you look at 15, 20 years ago, artists didn't really have that much power.
Right.
Have you seen the movie Artifact?
That sounds mad familiar, and I watched quite a bit of movies. So
it's about 30 Seconds to Mars and how their record company basically they fucked them. They sued them for $30 million, and they kind of just picked a random number, and they said 30 because of the name.
Yeah.
But and they're kind of saying how the record companies, they just milk you. They take your masters, they take everything, and then at the end of the day, when you're done touring, you owe money. You're like, what the fuck? I got to get back in the studio and write another record. I have no money. And so many artists were getting fucked over like this. And nowadays, it's almost like we're getting that power back with the idea of NFTs and shit like that, you know, and social media, you know.
Right. The gatekeeper role is very diminished nowadays.
Yeah. I mean, someone will come in and become a gatekeeper again at some point, I'm sure.
They'll figure it out.
Of course. But, you know, while there's that window of opportunity, it's a good time to be able to jump on
Yeah.
top of it.
And like the whole metaverse thing, I'm just like, didn't they already do that with Second Life? And
Is that
Second Life, I don't even know if it's up and running anymore, but it was basically this world that you could be in, and you could make like t-shirts. Say you make some merchandise for your music and stuff, you could sell it inside Second Life, and then people would be walking around Second Life wearing your t-shirt.
Oh, that's fucking crazy, man.
But so like this whole metaverse thing, I've seen it before. Maybe it's more refined now, but say you do that, you can sell merchandise, digital merchandise. You don't have to pay for a print, like to have people print the physical merch. It's all digital. You have an unlimited amount unless you want to make it limited, like an NFT type thing. Right. And then you can have like set up a concert inside the metaverse.
Travis Scott did this in fucking what's that game there? Fortnite.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, he like put on a whole concert and he drew his fans from a goddamn concert, a virtual concert. It's fucking wild, man. Crazy.
Yeah, I gotta figure that out because I mean I have the material. I can do that. I've performed concerts before, so and what's wild is like you could have an opener and they're halfway across the country, and then you know, okay, you open, all right, set change, and I don't know, it's wild.
Oh man, like yeah, there's so much to learn. Like even today I'm learning how to use ToneDen to set up a conversion ad, and it's like it's complex. Like it's going to take some time. There's now take that one thing and then multiply it by like 100 other aspects of this business that we're in that we can utilize. There's so much to know. Thank God for YouTube. I gotta say,
right?
It's like fucking having
walk through.
You can't. Everything's at your disposal. You know what I mean? Like you can't go wrong.
Well, and that's actually one thing. The how-to videos on YouTube, super popular. Like if you're asking this question, you might as well like figure it out. Even if someone else is teaching it, you found someone else teaching that video, screenshot yourself doing all this stuff, and then walk other people through it. One, you start knowing more about it because you're like, by trying to teach it to someone else, it's getting more ingrained, and then you have more content right there. It might be in a different playlist, but
a lot of people do that on TikTok. That's what I'm noticing. They'll do exactly that. They'll find it from someone else, then they'll just kind of quickly do a run through, 30 seconds, boom, 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 and they get a bunch of shares, a bunch of like and shit. It's like, okay, wow, yeah.
How-tos, man. There's this podcast. It's think something.
So you're big into podcasts. You
yeah. Okay, it's called the Think Podcast, but they're all about YouTube branding, like growing your YouTube page, and like just giving little tips. And they're like, just start, just
do it.
Like you're gonna get better as you do it. You might cringe at those early episodes, but you got to start somewhere.
But people are, like you said, people are so concerned about like I have to be perfect before I hit go. Yeah, it's like, no, man, just fucking document your process of like learning shit.
Exactly.
You know? And man, to me, those people that are kind of waiting, it's like, okay, whatever, I got a head start. So you guys keep waiting. You're out of my way now. It's more room for me to do what I got to do. But I always push people I know and like people that I talk to. It's like, just fucking do it, man. Here's how. Here's what I know. I'll help you. And
it's like, I want to do this. Just do it.
Start, man. I got a lot of buddies though. They're like, "Oh, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet." It's like you're never gonna
You're
be
never
there.
gonna be there. Yeah.
And you think you're at the place. Oh, there's another the pinnacle you got to reach. It's like no,
Yep.
just fucking go, man. But hey, man, I think a lot of that's insecurity, and it's like I don't know, I'm not good enough.
Yeah. No, I feel the same way sometimes. I'm like, man, like with the comic book, like I'm doing something, I'm creating it,
Yeah,
but at the same time I could be at least doing rough drawings, and maybe I can tweak those later. I'll get better at drawing if I just do those rough drawings.
right,
But I'm like, man, I really don't trust my artistic skills.
right.
So I'm just gonna focus on what I believe I'm good at right now, and then when I get to it, when I finished writing the whole, it's maybe I'll start doing that. But I do that. That is one thing, is working on Photoshop and figuring things out.
So what do you use? What do you use the most? Is it Photoshop out of all the applications? I mean, obviously your DAW, but then also Photoshop would be the second one.
Yeah, Photoshop,
Yeah.
Acid Pro for recording music.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of Acid Pro.
I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like you can, if you have a software that and that you can use, just use that, because the whole learning curve with a new program might just like give you paralysis.
Yeah, and they're all really, if you think about it, they all do all the same shit. It's just
Yeah.
the way to do it is a bit different.
Yeah.
Like I use Ableton, and I started on Logic, and I was like, okay, and then I got into this, and
Logic is really similar to Acid Pro.
okay, then yeah, I find Logic like it's like GarageBand. It's almost like an intro, and it's pretty straightforward. So I always tell everybody, I'm like, start with GarageBand. Honestly, you might not think it's powerful, but it's very fucking powerful. You just gotta use it.
Yeah, that was me. I'm like, just get GarageBand for my phone and play around with it, and then I'm like I use Fruity Loops a little bit on my old computer, but again, I'm an outsource guy.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, you got a beat? Yeah, I'll rap over that, and then I'm like, all right, where's the sound engineer?
So you write the lyrics.
I write the lyrics and I'll record my vocals, but yeah, I'm pretty lay when it comes to like mastering anything or.
Yeah, I'm the same. I don't do any of that. I'll write a beat, I'll produce a beat, but I always outsource for mixing and mastering because it's fucking tedious, and you spend hours like just hating it, loving it, wanting to scrap it. It's like, fuck it, we got to get it out. Just someone else will deal with it. Sometimes you have to be like, okay, let's go.
I went down to New England Institute of Art and met up with one of my brother's like friends. He kind of disappeared, but at the time, like we went into his dormitory after recording there, and it was like a legit studio. He's like listening to the same like couple of seconds over and over and over and over again, and I'm like, dude, what are you hearing that I'm not? Like,
yeah,
and it takes that.
Yeah, they're little like you're listening to frequencies at that point. You're like, there's a high pitch thing. I got to try to cut it out. It's like, holy fuck, I can't hear that shit.
Right, and I'm like, sounds good to me.
Yeah, everyone has their strengths, and I think part of what we're doing is like you got to know what you're good at, and then like, okay, I have this much money, I got to put it here and here. I'll do the marketing myself. That's what I'm good at. I'll write the raps. I'll fucking record the raps. You can't do everything.
No,
it's not possible.
But knowing how and when to outsource,
right,
is definitely key. If you have like people that you know and you trust, like I always go to Aaron Lauder for my cover art. I might do some cover art myself here and there, but if it's something that I think is like an album versus like a single, I'll go to Aaron Lauder for the album all the time. For a single, I might be like, well, I'll just throw something together.
Yeah,
but
yeah. for something like it, like your album that's coming out to go along with this comic. You're obviously going to go to him.
Yeah,
Like
I don't know if it'll show up good or not. Well, show up well, not good. Yeah, there's a glare. So that's the cover art for the album, and then this is going to be underneath the CD. So when you pull the CD up, you'll see that.
Nice.
That's going to be on the CD.
Oh wow!
I'm like Woody from Toy Story.
Yeah.
My partner in rhymes, Obi-Wan Kenobi. And then Stir Crazy he's the producer, and he's the that's his logo, is the mask.
So you put all this together to make this emblem.
Yeah. This is the left infold.
Whoa. And your buddy did this, Aaron. Your buddy Aaron.
Aaron Lauder, yeah. And then that's the back of the album.
Fuck, dude, looks awesome. So I'm assuming your comic's gonna have something similar to that, like same
feeling.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool, dude.
We're like rap druids. So we like are kind of like bards. We're really heavy into like the esoteric and stuff. So we got these purple robes on and whatnot. And I want to get some like physically made so we can like go out on a concert and like perform in them.
Yo, dude, yeah, man. Yeah, this is what Wu-Tang pretty much did. They built this whole thing around what they're doing, this whole brand of Shaolin fucking
Shaolin monks and hell yeah.
Same idea, dude. This is great, dude. That's awesome. The story behind what you are, you know.
Yeah, and it's what you kind of have to like figure out is like, all right, what is my brand? What's my niche? You need to hone it. It can't just be like, oh, I'm an underground rap artist. No, that's way too generic and way too broad of a niche.
100%. And you fall into a category of every other rapper, everyone else. All the shit. You do this, you're like, there's no one else like that will like
right.
Right. So if someone wants that, they got to go to you.
And like I mean, I definitely have influencer, like people who influence me, like Inspector Deck from Wu-Tang Clan, him and this other guy, Esoteric. He's from the Demigods.
Okay.
And they made like a duo called Czarface, and they have this whole comic book gimmick and stuff, but they're like the anti-hero, and we're not really anti-heroes in this, like in my mind. Right. So like I'm focusing on a different, like more a fantasy rather than superhero, supervillain aspect.
Yeah, for sure. So sweet though, man. It's gonna be awesome.
Thank you.
When did you say that was coming out?
Well, hopefully by March. We'll see, because I don't have a job right now, and I don't know how sticky the 401k is. I'm gonna like basically just take my savings and try and make something work with them.
That's what I'm doing too, dude. I was gonna ask, like, what's your plan being jobless? But are you making money at all? Do you have any side hustles or anything like that?
I'm president of a local electric company, so I make, like, if I do work, I make like $20 an hour there, and for every meeting I go to, I get like, which it's only once a month, but it's like $60 or something a month. So there's a little bit.
Something.
But yeah, I haven't gotten my last paycheck yet.
Okay.
So I'm still like living off of working in the past. But
yeah, were you able to get at any of your retirement or anything at all? Like
HR said that they were gonna send paperwork in the mail. So right. I need to see if that paperwork came in and then figure out if I can get at my 401k. And if I can't, then I'll have to find another side hustle. But
yeah, I'm in the same boat. Here in Canada, we had our like pension, and I was able to get half of it. So I had that in the bank. I ended up buying a house right before I got fired, and I rent the upstairs. So that's like a way to make some cash. That's the only income I have coming in is rent.
Oh man.
Yeah, so I got it same as you. Find a side hustle. I want to get into acting, so I'm hoping I can kind of, make something happen with that. But
That'd be cool. And then like you can find other actors or influencers who might like your music and could post on their Instagram stories about your music and stuff.
That's what I'm hoping. Just different connections I can make, and I'd love to be part of an actual show or some sort of like ongoing, like a TV show or some sort of thing where you're always working with the same group of people you've worked before. And then that, again, it just gets you access to different people and get your music out there to different avenues.
And speaking of TV shows in Canada, have you ever seen Letterkenny?
That's the one I was thinking about in my head, dude.
Really?
I just worked on Shoresy, actually, the spinoff.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
the hockey players.
Yeah. So You know how Jared Leto or Jared Tiso plays the hockey player, but you never see his face. He's always Well, in this new spinoff, you see his face, and I was there on set. I know some backstory. I heard some jokes, and it's pretty cool.
That's wild.
Yeah. So you like Letterkenny?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's fucking awesome, man. I just watched a lot of season. Yeah.
I heard there's another season coming out, or is that the spinoff? Is
one that just came out on Christmas was season 10. And in season 10, they kind of alluded to Shoresy leaving. And I think the next thing that comes out from like that camp is going to be the Shoresy spinoff, which I think will come out in the summer. It just wrapped at Christmas. Like my last week was December 12th. And I was just doing backup shit. Like you might see me. I'm just fucking somewhere in the background for like many different events. But I think post-production, I think summertime.
Oh, weird. No, that I was stoked to hear that there was another season coming out.
Yeah, man, it's fuck. Do you like Trailer Park Boys? Have you seen that?
Yeah. I'm not as into them as Letterkenny, but my brother was huge into the Trailer Park Boys, and I know like Swollen Members and stuff kind of had.
They worked in like were part of that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Trailer Park Boys are one of the shows in Canada that kind of started the whole comedy. Like Letterkenny, without Trailer Park Boys, I don't think there would be a Letterkenny.
Right.
Same time.
And I mean, how they started like just on a YouTube channel that's wild.
I'm trying to meet Jared. Like I've talked to him a few times. Like, hey man, how's it going? Merry Christmas. And like I want to sit down and be like, okay, you're fucking inspirational. How did you fucking do it? How did you do it? Was it based on your popularity? Did you have a campaign on YouTube? I really want to talk to him. So that's like I'm working myself up to actually approach him, which is kind of nerve-wracking, which it shouldn't be. He's just a normal person. But
that's how I felt. That's how I felt about like meeting Apathy and Self-Titled. It's like I was like, oh man, like I've been listening to you guys since I was in 8th, 9th grade. Like this is wild. And then like now I'm on tour with you guys. This is pretty crazy. And you don't want to choke, but I did in where were we? Jerome, Idaho. Oh, it was the worst show I've ever performed.
Really? What happened?
I was like telling Self-Titled like some story I probably shouldn't have been talking about at all because of like emotional and crap like that. And then I get this text from NME saying, dude, you should have been on stage like 5 minutes ago. And I'm like, crap. And we were just done like smoking a blunt and took like a couple shots of tequila and stuff. And I go out on stage and I completely forgot to grab a bottle of water before going out. So I get like part way through my set and I get the worst cotton mouth. I'm like, shit, I have no water. Like, so I felt my lips like curling in on themselves. So it was terrible. And like I just got like so much crap from like the audience and
Did you legit boo you?
yeah.
No.
Yeah, and it was like televised and stuff.
Oh,
Like I was
God.
luckily I can't find it, so hopefully no one else can either. But
Yeah. Fingers crossed, dude. But I bet you learned a lot from that. You're like, okay, don't smoke a Jaybird or a blunt before fucking going up.
right. Wait until after you perform.
Yeah, exactly. Get high after. That's hilarious, dude.
Yeah. So there's that, and after that show, I was like, all right, I'm not drinking or doing anything until I even leave the venue. Like,
right.
But
you got to go through that shit sometimes, man. It's like character building in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was still wild and great stories to once in a lifetime type of.
Exactly.
Hopefully not once in a lifetime, but
hopefully
feels like
let's hope you don't get booed again.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, definitely.
Oh man.
But
yeah,
it was great. I guess we've been on for an hour and 10 minutes. So
yeah, my kids, I got to put them down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a single or anything that you just released that you want to let people know about?
I'll be dropping a new single on the 14th. It's
New single.
Yeah, it's called Borderline. It's a banger. It's a pretty wild one. Yeah, I'll be dropping that on the 14th. I'll be dropping the music video the following Friday on the 21st, I guess. And then a new song every 2 months.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's about it for me, man. How about you? Anything new coming?
Yeah. So I just released it's called the Great Convergence. Okay. And it goes from like antediluvian times. I like mentioned the flood and how it like decimated things and stuff, and mentioned the Watchers that like went around. They were like great civilizers, and they spread throughout the world and like taught people cultivating and different like civilizing skills.
Yeah.
And then I go into like some conspiracies that we probably can't talk about on YouTube.
We'll get flagged. So when is this out? Is this
Yeah, this is out now, and the cover is a mix between Klaus Schwab's Fourth Industrial Revolution book cover and Klaus Schwab's COVID-19 The Great Reset book.
Okay.
And it's a mix of those two books.
Nice. Okay, so I'll go check that out. That's on your Spotify account?
Yep.
Okay, sweet. I'll go check that out, man.
All right, man. It was a pleasure talking with you, and we'll set another thing up.
Yeah, let's do it again. I had a great time.
Yeah. I mean, this was awesome.
And we get 2 other people in here, and just more to talk about, more to fucking, yeah,
shoot stuff off. And we went in so many different directions that we didn't like. I didn't know we were going to talk about, but that's how it goes, and it's organic like that. I like that.
Me too. Same, dude. This is what I like. This is the kind of conversation I'm all about, man, for sure.
All right. Well, it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure talking with you.
You too, bro. We'll talk soon, man.
Yeah. Have a good night.
Take care, man. Peace.
Peace.